Alrighty, folks, back with the new album review for you. Well, fairly new. I've had it for a minute. I'm just now getting around to it. Man, when I did this, there was no glare. Now I got glare. Look at that. Century, Sign of the Storm. That's because I didn't have the computer turned on. That's what's giving it the glare. So yeah, this one came out in the end of January. I probably didn't pick it up till the end of February, and it just kept getting pushed to the back of the pile. So finally getting around to it. These guys are out of Sweden. They formed in 2020. They have one demo, one split, and then a few singles, and then this is their second full-length album. So there's two guys. This is a two-man project. Leo Ekström Sollenmo on drums and bass, and then Staffan Tengnér on guitars, vocals, and bass. I know I brutalized those names, but at least I tried to get them. So here's the inside here. There's the back. This is a Dying Victims production. So you get the Obi. And then the back there. They're always, they got on there Lucifer's Hammer, Demon Spell, and Sign of the Jackal. And since it's a Dying Victims production, it means it's going to come with a solid booklet and a sticker. There's the duo right there. Lyrics. A couple more band shots. Lyrics. Alrighty. So let's get into the meat of the review. You start off with a song called Sacrifice. Starts off good, epic riffing. Goes into a speedy riff. It's got very echoey vocals. Very green lungish, not in that they sound. The singers sound alike, but that vocal production, that echoey vocal production, lots of layered vocals. It does say that there's just the one guy singing, Staffan. So I'm guessing that it's just him, layered. Children of the Past, your next one, mid-pace number. Some more nice riffing and soloing, and this one very old school drumming. They got the old school drumming sound throughout this one. Throughout the album. Necromancer's your next track. Good rapid fire intro on this one. And the riff is very reminiscent of Captain Nemo, Michael Schenker group, to my ears. Chains of Hell is your next track. You get an acoustic guitar intro here with some choral vocals before the meat of the song comes in. The production on the vocals is getting where it's kind of samey. You know, there's not a whole lot of dynamics in the voice. He's not monotone, but there's just not a whole lot of inflection in the voice. Sings it very straightforward most of the time. You get a couple of screams here and there, but they're very sparse and spread out throughout the album. There is a smoking guitar solo on this one, which the guitar solos are sparse and spread out on the album too, but they're good. Fallen Heroes, your next one, another mid-pace number, more solid riffing, more solid drum work. Sign of the Storm, title track, very Judas Priest-like riff on this one. You get guitar soloing throughout the song, galloping drums throughout the song. Fly Away is your next track. You get the slow build on this one. Really catchy chorus on this one. No Time for Tomorrow. No time for this song. 2.5 minutes, in and out. Shortest track on the album. Aptly named No Time for Tomorrow. Then your next track is Possessed by the Night. Driving drums throughout this one, pushing the song. You actually get the most dynamic vocal performance on this one. Lots of inflection on this tune. So he is capable of doing it. It's obviously a song choice, production choice. Breakneck riffing, lightning soloing throughout this one. And then your last track is called Sorceress, and it's an instrumental, and it starts off and immediately you think of Killer's era Iron Maiden with the drumming, the soloing, the riffing. And then you're a little past the midway track, you get a little breakdown, and there's some keyboards in there before it comes back in, and it comes back in very epic with the pounding drums and riffs, and it sounds exactly like the ending of the Call of Cthulhu. Also a closing instrumental track. So I have no doubt that this was intentional, kind of like as an homage to Metallica, because it sounds just like it. Good, solid instrumental track. So I'm gonna give this one 8 out of 10. Let's see if I can hold it up there a little closer. Damn glare. Yeah, I think the drumming's solid, the guitar's solid, riffs are solid. The vocals are fine. Like I said, they do suffer from a little sameness. I think it's intentional the way they produced it, because like I said, they're on Possessed by the Night. He does stretch his vocals out a little bit, so he is capable of doing it. So I think that's just the way they like to deliver their songs. But it does have a tendency to make it a little samey to my ears. But solid album. Century, Sign of the Storm, 8 out of 10. You guys have a good one.